Hey guys, how's it going? Here's a little quick update for you. I'm getting ready to run a dual oil cooler setup. Still got to go through and straighten out the rest of the fins. Got a majority of them straightened out. But one thing that they don't tell you, and it's for if you're running dual oil cooler setup or high oil pressure mods, there's a little thermostat inside here that you have to remove. It's like a thermostat slash bypass valve. It does both. And when it opens up or when there's too much oil pressure, it releases oil from here to go back to the engine and doesn't allow it to cool properly, so that burns out your oil control rings. And so when you actually remove that little piece from this bottom bolt, you drill and tap it, so now it is forced to roll through the whole oil cooler. And the reason why I'm running dual is because I still have AC. This is my daily driver, so I want to keep the temps down, living in the middle of Arizona with the 115 degree temperature, trying to run the AC. And on factory, they ran the oil cooler so close to the AC condenser, they put a shield between it, restricting the flow between both, to where I pulled the oil cooler an inch forward, an inch down, or an inch down, 2 inches forward, made this little shield on top to redirect the airflow, and that dropped oil temperatures dramatically. I'm still running steel braided oil lines, front and rear, and the way the setup is going to be, the actual oil is going to come out of the engine, hit the first oil cooler, come out, go to this one right here, and then come out the bottom and then return back to the engine. So it's going to get twice the cooling. Should be better in the summertime, especially with these high temperatures. And the actual oil cooler is going to be mounted right behind here, so it's going to be kind of visible. And the way I'm running heater in this car, you have an actual cold start bypass valve. I deleted all that, put a little plate on it. But the only downside is once you remove that, now you're the cold start, so you got to give it gas until it warms up, and then once it warms up, it's perfectly fine. But since I deleted that, you have a line at the back of the water pump and a line at the back of the engine. I rounded both of those to my actual heater core. And then since I'm not running the heater core through the factory heater core spots, I actually have a return tell me the cold water going back into my engine, plus the old hot side actually tell me the hot temperature, it's hot side of the engine, plus the factory thermostat. So I got 3 gauges tell me the overall temperature of the car. I got to remachine this pulley, knock this edge down so the actual AC compressor pulley sits down inside here, because it's not hub centric anymore. Once you actually try to set it inside here, you got to set spacers and it's all goofy. The AC compressor pulley actually jumps around, so the only way to fix it is to knock this edge down. The AC compressor pulley will then slide inside here and then line up on the hub centric ring, and then it'll be perfect. But here's a little update. Car's been running fine. Since I'm still running Factory ECU, I gotta mess with the map sensor inside here, TPS sensor, and my fuel pressure regulator to kind of get it to tune properly. It already has 10 degrees advanced timing. And if you guys ever wanted to figure out exactly how you mess with your air to fuel ratios on a factory car, pop this little cap off right here. If you look on the inside, I already have it marked off. That's where the factory originally set it. If you go clockwise, you tighten up the spring, it gets less fuel. If you loosen the spring, it gets more fuel. It seems to like factory setting where the factory set it at 42 psi on aftermarket fuel pressure regulator, and then the TPS sensor cranked down as tight as it can go. And that's for a ported and polished engine. It has high oil pressure mods, high compression rotors, ported and polished, exhaust porting and polishing, and then I went through and ported the throttle body from pretty much the flaps all the way down to the bottom down here. So everything's completely ported, matched and everything. Eventually I'm going to throw it on the dyno, and this will be the maximum power you can get out of an NA-RX-7 on a factory ECU. And then I'll go standalone and see what I can do. But when I go standalone, I'm also doing a custom supercharger kit. It's pretty much going to mount right in here where the smog pump is. It's going to go out to an air to water intercooler, come out around, and then taper back into here. And the air filter is going to be mounted down in here somewhere. But the supercharger is going to fit in the same spot as the smog pump. Pretty much be a little bit further back, but still going to line all up. But it's all going to be from here, coming straight up, routed around, and then back into here. When I get parts and everything going, I'll be giving video updates. Don't forget to like and subscribe.